Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Thursday, June the 2nd. And we'll look at the NASDAQ and a couple of sectors, and then we'll get into the stocks. Now, I won't be putting out the 6 videos this morning. I'll do as much as I can. I need to pop off to the hospital and get my shoulder checked. But what I don't do, I'll try to do in the afternoon. So, with the NASDAQ here and the basic pattern that we're looking at from the low here is we're looking for 5 waves up, 1, 2, 3, ABC for 4, and then wave 5 to the upside. Once we have these 5 waves in place here, then on the bullish side we're going to be looking for an ABC pattern that may pull back to the 50-60% or may just pull back to previous support here at 12,500, 5 being the second strongest number. It may find support at that point there. So that's the pattern that we're looking for. In terms of being bullish, this would be 5 waves up for wave 1, ABC back for wave 2, and this is where we're going to be focused on our buying on this side over here. Now, just to complicate things further, you know that we've also been looking at from this low here as an A wave, a B wave, and then 5 waves up for the C wave here, and that would be the top, and we would actually be coming down from that point. So that means that we need to have strategies in place for this particular turn here, and how we buy and so on. So we've gone over that a little bit. I won't go over it today. I'm just going to track out the basic pattern that we're looking at, and then as we get closer to this, we'll be all over it, and we'll be looking for ways to move in and to profit safely on those with safer strategy. So this particular pattern here, also that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Now, we really, the trick in using Elliott, we can see that the NASDAQ has got this particular pattern. So that means that not all stocks, some stocks are a little bit different, like Square and PayPal and Shopify. They've got their own sort of thing going on. But generally speaking, any market that's been moving up in this particular fashion will need to be labeled like this. There are a couple of exceptions, and that would be Facebook as well, because that went through a bit of a turmoil a while ago, so it sort of had to find its feet again, but it will still follow this same pattern. It will just be labeled slightly differently, but it will be the same. So generally speaking, if you're doing any Elliott counting, it will need to fit into this particular pattern here. So basically a wave 4, wave 5, and then we need to look for the ABC pattern here, which will be a 5, 3, 5 structure, and then we can start working it from that point. So with that in mind, let's move along into I kind of like to use these two, the consumer discretionaries, which is Amazon and Tesla. So they take up 40% of this index. So we've got the A, the B, and the C. We're calling the low in here. And once again, we're looking for 5 waves up through here. We've still got a little bit of a push up here for this. And then here we've got we'll have a nice little ABC. And the good thing in some cases, in this case, we've got the 150 here. So if you're going for the long haul in this, you know, because this should, if right, then we should be taking out that top. So having either buying these particular stocks here or having an ETF here for this, then it's a pretty easy way to go. But we'll be able to use this particular 150 here as a pattern to help us with the trade setup. So if that's the 150 across here, we'll be looking for, once we've got the top in place, the ABC pattern over here, and then we can go long above this one, or this one. But what we're going to try and be doing with this is we'll be building in through here and over here for this as well, and in stocks mainly, you know, but the consumer discretionaries will be there, and also the tech stock sector. So we've got Microsoft and Apple in that, with the big plays in that. We're also looking for 5 waves here, so you can see we've got wave 1 and 2 here, we've got 3 and 4 here now, so we'll be looking for wave 5 and then an ABC pattern here, and then we'll be pushing up from that point. So this will be our buying opportunity. We can also see the indicators such as the stochastics here reaching their upper bands, and yeah, we'll see how quickly they pull back, because they can sort of act like a bit of a spring being loaded before sort of heading higher in that space. So that's yeah, Microsoft and Apple are sort of cruising along in that particular space, so that's all pretty simple. So over to the stocks, and as I mentioned, some stocks might look a little bit weird in terms of their 5 waves up. Like in this case here, we've got wave 2 that's quite large here, and wave 4 that's going to be quite small here. Wave 4, you know, they can get complicated, so we may end up seeing some sort of A wave, B wave and C wave here, but really we're just not interested. For the very short-term traders, a little move up here, like if you get a little classic trading levels pattern on here, support on the 150, by all means trade up, you know. It'll be a rough journey up, because 1, 2 and 3, 51, 52 and 53 part of group 1, it's going to kind of hold it there. You know, it's going to be a bit of a rough journey. It's not going to be like that, you know, it's going to be a bit more like this move in here. I'm not interested in calling trades in for this, and what I'm looking for is a sharp A wave, as we talked about before, because the 5th wave in Elliott terms will be on lower volume, and then there'll be profit taking into new highs. Of course, anything above new highs will be profit taking. They will trip the stops out, and we'll have a sharp A wave at that point. Now we're looking for a sharp A wave, right? And then we'll have the B wave, and then we'll have the C wave here. So in this case, we'll try to buy in a bit early here, depending on the timing when I do the video and things, but we'll definitely be, over the next few sessions, we'll be definitely talking about this here. And really, there's plenty, you know, when you think about it, it doesn't have to be perfect, because if this is wave 1 here and this is wave 2 here, you can see that this is wave 1 and then this is 2 and this is 3. So wave 3 is longer here. So going into this wave 2, intermediate wave 2 to intermediate wave 3, we've got a long way to go here. So you don't need to shovel it all in and make mistakes and get stopped out and get chopped up and you know, start throwing stuff at me again. So, you know, just look at the long game and have a little bit of patience, and we'll be looking for you know, because this is the arrival, this is the reaction, this is the first high above the level, this is the ABC pattern here, and there'll be another little classic trading levels pattern in here as well. We'll try to get 1 or 2 positions in here, very, you know, half positions, quarter positions, but once we get above that, that's a different story. So then in this case, as I mentioned, we've got group 1 here, which is 51, 52 and 53. We want to be, as each one of those becomes support, we want to be building in on that, and then on the 5 here as well. So we want to try to get, you know, a reasonable amount of positions in that first space there. The other thing to be thinking about as well is that, you know, if you're running a portfolio, then, you know, any more than 18 in that portfolio really becomes sort of pointless after that point. You know, it becomes sort of back to the risk comes back, doesn't matter at that point, you know. So think about, you know, it's not about, it's about which stocks you trade to the upside. So just remember that, you know, you might be thinking, well, I'll buy 10 stocks or something of this nature, you know. It doesn't really need to be like that. I think you need to think about it in terms of the stocks that have been hit the heaviest, they will probably come back the most. And we know that the tech stocks were pumped up in the COVID, and then they would dump the heaviest in this move down, and because we know that the low volatility stocks, you know, the Berkshire Hathaways and stuff, they didn't pull down very much, you know. So these tech stocks, they probably recover. So there's leaders and there's followers. Now the leading stocks, they're the ones that are going to range the most. So if you have a look at current trends that have moved so far, as an example, like Apple here, Microsoft, Amazon, you know, the ones that have actually trended quite strongly, well, they're the kind of ones that you'll be looking for in this third wave coming up into this space. Okay, let's move along. I don't need to go to much more intraday. This is NVIDIA here, bit of a wild low into here, but once again we've got this, we're looking for wave 5 to come up here. It may or may not reach the 200. We'll see. None of this, don't get too involved in any, none of this matters here, right? None of this whole top area here, as I mentioned yesterday, you're likely to lose money in it unless you're sort of, you know, intraday trading, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, you know, so to speak. But otherwise, for trend traders, definitely stay away from it. You can catch a bit of that, don't get me wrong, and you can catch some of these as well, but don't go losing any money in this, because you want your money, if this is correct, if we're right and we're going up for a third wave, then you know, you want to be focused on this, and you want to be doing your homework of what you're going to buy and how you can maximize it, and yeah, give us some real thought, you know. The money's in the trend, but how do you maximize that? Over to Amazon. So Amazon's had a really nice move up here, isn't it? So this would be a likely candidate for a higher move. Now I've got this pulling back to the, you know, 50-60%, but I don't know the top, where the top price is just yet. But it may not pull back that far. It may, you know, just could pull back to the 2,400. But in a nutshell, once we've got the ABC in here, at the end of the day, this would be the safe trade above wave B here for this. But like I said, we'll try to get in and build in through here, depending on how things look. What we really want to see in this ABC here, we want to see a sharp A wave, but if we want to see a lazier C wave compared to wave A, because that will tell us that the sellers are in less control of the market and buyers are coming in. So just the angle of a trend is very helpful in that space. This wave 4 here, be very careful. It may get a bit more complicated. We may end up getting an A, B, and C in here for this. You know, you just don't know. So we're not really being involved in this. This will be the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC pattern. So it's the most common pattern in the market: the A, the B, the C. The arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, then the ABC, and then we're going to get in over here. So normally when you trade, you should be exiting here and then looking to get back in over here. Now you can refine that by building into here and here, and then building into here further. There's lots of other things you can do. You won't get bored, but doing the right thing at the right time is what you need to do. Breaking old habits is a bit trickier. Tesla here, the same thing again here from the low. We don't need to look at the bigger picture today, but 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and ABC for the 4th here, and going up for the 5th here, and then the ABC pattern here. The same, so know that. Alphabet, the same thing again as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Probably need to lift this up a degree of structure, but it's okay for here for the time being. So yeah, once again here we'll be looking for wave 5 up here. Not interested in that. And then this market keeps a pretty tight sort of trend together. So the wave 2 here, you know, probably pull back 40%, not 61.8%. So it'll probably do something like this and not pull all the way down into that 50-60%, you know. So but anyway, we'll get to that. But in all cases, if things happen faster, it's always you start from the top, and then once you get your second high in, you can come down to that high. You need patience, and then you may get another little high, this whole big pattern in here that could all be wrapped up in it, and a fractal of that larger pattern can occur in here. Now you can buy in this one here. We talked about that yesterday, how you need the first impulse wave when you buy the pullback, and just put in half positions here, you know, or quarter positions, whatever you're looking at that particular time, such. But anyway, the B wave top there is the one that we'll be looking for. You need to, you know, that you don't want to miss that one. You know, that's safe trade at that point. So Microsoft as well. So we've got wave 1 here, 2 here. I'm looking all the way up here now for 3 and 4 here, and then up for 5, and then an ABC pattern for wave 2. Don't need to be there just yet. Today's the end of Wednesday. So normally we could be looking at Friday and Monday being the bullish days in this case. That's what we've been talking about all week. And we've traded up here in a lot of stocks. We've been stopped out in these tops here. We don't want to get involved in the rest of this at the top here until this trend here is rebalanced with a corrective pattern, and then we can move in. So that's what we're looking at. Meta platforms here, so slightly different pattern here. We've got 1 and 2 in place already, and we're looking for 1 here, an A and a B and a C for 2 here. No, that's not quite right actually. Let me just okay, it's probably wave 4, so I'll need to just let me just think about this for a moment. I think I might need to, not that one, I think I need to move that over. See, this is the thing, we need to bring, even though the wave count might be like that, we need to think a little bit differently actually. So that's overlapping wave structures. I think this is somewhere, that one needs to go there, that one needs to go there, this one needs to go over here and here. It's okay, we're not going to miss anything, you know. I'll leave that all sort of there for the time being. We'll look for some sort of ABC pattern over here. So we've got the arrival, we've got the reaction. It doesn't really matter. We're looking for the first high above the level. We don't want to chase that. And then we'll be looking for the corrective move above that, where however that plays out, it'll be something like this. It will probably find support here at the old low rather than the 50-60%, and then we're good to go at that point. So that probably could go there. I'll need to figure that. I don't want to waste your time in fluffing around with that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that could be done and dusted there as a little A, B, and C at that point for wave 4. Anyway, like I said, to get our timing right, we're not interested in any of this just yet. We need it all over this side. We need to line up all our sort of indices and get everything sort of together. But anyway, that's all good. This one threw me out, so I'm not quite sure what to do with Berkshire here. Let me just check on IVE here for a moment. It's just another platform here. Let me get it into the square here. Okay, so what do I need to concern myself with here? So just just coming back to the daily chart here. So this is a low volatility stock, as you know, ETF from iShares. So in this case, the market hasn't pulled down a lot, you know, because they're the S&P low volatility stocks in this ETF. And Berkshire Hathaway is, you know, one of the big kahunas in this. So we've got a nice little ABC pattern here, and we're looking at this little move here. And as you know, we've been looking up as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going up for 5. So I want to just bring this into, maybe I'll just check on the 15-minute chart, see what that looks like. Okay, so here we can look at this. If I can just get some sort of, I'm not very crash hot with this particular tool. So we'll be looking at something like this here. So this is good. So this wave 4 has an overlap wave 1, because when we look at, so this will play out here as wave 5. Wave 5 will be roughly the same level, same size as wave 1, and then there'll be the A, the B, and the C wave. And this is good because this will all play out at the 150 here. So that will be a medium level. Let's just plonk that in, put that there. Visibility, minutes, hours, days. That's okay. We'll leave it at that. So that's there. So really, we're going to get this pattern here for, this is the low volatility stock, so that's all good. So even though I don't know with Berkshire Hathaway what's going on, I still need to label this like this, and then we'll also need to look at this like this. So even though this is overlapping, wave 4 is overlapping wave 1, I still need to label it like that. So that's a bit of weirdness in there. Now later on, I might be able to label it, once it progresses a little bit, I might be able to label that wave 1 here and copy this and put wave 2 here. I certainly understand that we can just label this here, the A wave, the B wave and the C wave, and we've got a correction here and we're going down from that point. Or I could even put this over here as the A wave up here and ABC here for the A wave. The B wave here is an ABC pulling back 50-60% and then going up for the C wave here and failing at that point. So that also could happen as well there as well. So not to worry about this one too much, but we'll get to the end of it. We'll know when we get over here anyway, because we'll get some sort of move here. After the first impulse wave here, first 5 waves here, then we can go long from that point if you wanted to trade this particular market. And this is just Berkshire's B shares here for this. Okay, so that's that. Now Square is another one that's a little bit, I can see that there's possibilities for Shopify and PayPal to make new lows. This move here is, we're thinking of lows in place, but I can count it both ways. It doesn't really matter. So look, none of this matters. What we're going to do here, this is the same pull down, the same as Berkshire and Hathaway. So I can look at this here as 1, 2, and then 1, and A and B and a C for 2 here, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, fifth. So I could label this wave 1 here with an ABC back for wave 2. This market is different from the other one, so I need to take it on its own merits. We will go long above the top. We'll probably go long somewhere a bit better over here, but I'm also aware of the bearish picture. I won't go into it just yet, but taking this top out here would turn the market bullish, because if we looked at this as an A, B, C wave here for wave 4 and then coming down for wave 5, well, we don't want to take out that top, do we? That's the 5 waves there. That would be the end of it. So anything above that we can go long on. So yeah, anyway, I'm not there yet with this. Just leave that one with me. I'll get a better refinement on that. And so over to the banking sector. This is the XLF here, the finance sector. You can see here we're looking for 5 waves up here. You can see that we've got 1 and 2 here, and then the 3rd wave up here and the 4th wave here, that pullback today, and then the 5th wave up here. I'm making the video a little bit earlier today, as you probably realize. I normally do it at market end, but I have to go to the go see the doc, get a few things done, get the old body patched up. So anyway, that's the finance sector. We are looking for an impulse wave to the upside. Do we have that yet? No. Will we get it? Probably. And if we do get 5 waves off the low, then it's likely we're going to get an ABC back, and then we can get that 3rd wave to the upside there. So on the intraday basis for BAC and for Morgan's JP, then we're looking at wave 1 here, 2 here, and then 3 here, and then wave 4 here. Now I could probably put wave 4 in over here. I know that I could look at that as a bearish move as well, but I'm not, like I say, I'm not really worried about any of this. What I am interested in is this move up here to wave 5 up here, and then the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. That's when we become interested in the whole thing. Okay, like I said, you can trade this up here, but wave force can be a little bit tricky. They can get a bit more complicated as an A and a B and a C here, or just an A, B, C, and here. It's probably just the A, B, C in here. That's probably done and dusted there, I would imagine. But I'll just move these out of the way. But like I said, I'm not calling any trades in on these. I'll leave this 4th to 5th to you guys. If you want that, I'll come in over here for this. This is where the party starts. I'll just leave that there. I mean, it could be an A and a B and a C, but, you know, I mean, normally that's how I would look at it, you know, with the A wave being strong and the C wave being a little bit lazier. So we need to see, you know, we could just get, this could be down for 1 here and back for 2 and keep moving down. But, so it doesn't, nothing matters at the moment. We're just not interested. If we get this pattern over here, is probably the better poem with all of this. If we get this over here, then this is, we'll be building in over here. That's what we'll do. If we get this, that's what we'll do. And the same for Morgan's JPs here. So 1 and 2, bit better of a structure here for this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for wave 3. I've got to put wave 4 here. It could get into an ABC here. I've just done this. I haven't had time to pull this apart. It might be the ABC in here already. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. In one way or another, we want that 5th wave up there, because without that, we don't have a setup for the bigger picture anyway. So, yeah, so this is what we're looking at here. And we'll probably find support probably back here before pushing up. This is the 130, so it's a top of minor group 1. So that's going to be very helpful as well, because once that settles in, that will just go straight to 150 over here once we get this as a support over here for this. So that's it. That's all the stocks. So nothing has changed, and we're just getting a little bit closer to the setup. Like I said, we've traded a lot of this in this space here for a lot of the markets. And did we do Tesla? Felt like we missed it. Oh, anyway, if we missed it, no, I think we did it. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, don't need that there. Sorry. I don't know why I thought I missed that. But anyway, yeah, look, that's it. So it's all pretty simple. Nothing to do except don't lose any money. Okay, that's the plan. Don't lose any money until we get over here, and then if we get this over here, then we know what to do. If we don't get this over here, then it'll be something else that we need to deal with, you know, what deal with, but I don't like that word very much, but handle. So we'll see if we get this. If we get this, then we'll be on this, and this will be payday, this one here, this wave 3 and so on up this way. So let's see if we get it, see if it all falls into place. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.